this edition of Buncombe Life. I am here in the middle of downtown Asheville at 40 Cox Avenue, the location of Buncombe County Health and Human Services. You notice that sign didn't say Health and? Well, that's because we're changing. Health is moving in with human services or social service, economic services here at 40 Cox. If you have lived here a long time, like I have, you know this is the old Sears and Roebuck building. But for most people, they don't know that. This has just been the Department of Social Services for many years. As of now, probably this month in January, Social Services is joining with Health, and they're going to be co-located here at 40 Cox. If you don't know where 40 Cox is, it is in the heart of downtown Asheville. The post office for downtown is right here. The bus station is right there. We're just down from Pritchard Park. It's very easy to find right on the bus line. Parking right in front of me here, great access, easy to find. And now Health and Human Services co-located here. We're going to go inside and talk with some folks, give you a pre-look at the lobby. Probably by now, by the time you'll visit, it'll be all beautiful and new, but we're going to show you what it looks like under construction. I think you'll really enjoy this episode. One thing I wanted you to get though, and I think we mention it when I talk with the folks inside, but they wanted you to know what's going to be co-located here. Here in this one location, you can find family planning, STD testing and HIV testing is here, communicable disease, immunizations for foreign travel and kids and adults, TB services, WIC, breast and cervical cancer control program. WANDA's program will now be here. Wise Woman program will also run out of this one location. Health services, family, children, Medicaid, health choice, adult Medicaid, food assistance, workforce, and child care subsidy, all will be run out of this one location. It's just going to be great. You need to sit back and listen and let the folks tell you about it. I think you'll be really proud of the county. One thing they did want me to let you know too though is some of our services will not move. If you need a well or septic tank permit, don't come here. Go where you've been going, down to 30 Valley Street. They're staying put. Birth and death certificates are still at 200 College. They're staying put. And there will be some other co-locations for some of these services in outlying areas, and you can always find that on our website. But sit back, relax, and come with me as we go inside and check it out. Okay, we're inside now here at 40 Cox. We've come in from the outside. As you can see, it's still under construction. However, very shortly, and maybe even while you're watching this, they are already in here, and it is going to be awesome. So we're going to tell you what it's going to be like and why we did it. First of all, why we did it. I'm here with Tim Rhodes, Head of Economic Services, one of many titles.
Right. That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
And he's going to kind of tell us and talk to me about why we've done the Cox Avenue reconstruction and renovation. I know I talked with, and the folks at home watched our show last month, they heard Mandy say that this was a foresight and very smart. As I always say, the county is always looking forward. We're always on the cutting edge. 2005, kind of looked ahead and said, okay, we see on the horizon we need to do some restructuring, some rethinking of how benefits are given, and so you did that. This renovation was part of that. But I want you to tell us kind of why we did it, but what we actually are facing, and the folks that come through, and the doors are right in front of us. Exactly. Here, the folks that come through these doors here at 40 Cox.
Right. Yeah, Kathy, again, it really ties back to that plan of the commissioners to integrate all of human services here in Buncombe County. And the beauty of that is that in this facility, we'll have all of our health department services, we'll have all of our economic services for Department of Social Services, which is actually our public assistance programs. And we'll have all of that under one roof in one wonderful facility.
And that's what integrated means.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I've said, the integrated, well, what does that mean? Right. It just means back in the day, health and social services used to be together. Folks that have been around here a long time remember over at 35 Woodfin, health department was on one side, social services was on the other, worked beautiful, and then we blew up in population and it was just too big and we had nowhere to go. So now we've been able to put those things back together. Like you said, if you come through those doors looking for health, looking for food stamps or WIC or any of those programs, somebody here can help you.
Exactly. And And again, the beauty of that integration is that those processes will also be in the same place. Back years ago, we had 2 separate receptions.
Yeah,
You know,
we did.
just like you said, DSS was on one side, health was on the other. In this building, we'll have a unified, joint reception process for all of our health and all of our DSS customers. So, like you said, for example, if a citizen needs help with food stamps, if they need help with WIC, they can get all that done through one process here in this lobby and in this agency.
Because I bet, and you certainly know this, if somebody comes in here has a need for maybe food stamps, there may be something else they also need that they don't even know about and wouldn't know to ask about.
Sure, and we'll have automated systems in place that, in fact, are doing this now, that are screening folks for these multiple programs. So if somebody is eligible for Medicaid, then they're automatically going to be screened for food stamps, for example. So it's a very exciting time, not only with the integration of the programs here in this building at Cox, but also in terms of integrating our automated systems.
And it really is. Technology can be a bad thing, but in this case, it's an awesome thing. And I just want to go back to this, you heard me say this last month, but it just amazes me. It says there are very real faces behind the soaring numbers of persons in need. As a result, many county residents rely for the first time on the safety net of services provided by Buncombe Health and Human Services. And I think through those doors right there, for the first time, folks who have never needed service, never needed help, don't like to ask for help, have had to come. And I don't think it could be a better time to do what you're doing.
Right, you're exactly right. This, we're in one of the worst economies in history. Folks are struggling out there to make ends meet. For example, back in 2008, we had, about January of 2008, we had a little over 18,000 Buncombe County citizens, residents on food stamps. Today that number is over 37,000. So that gives you an indication of what the impact of the economy here in Buncombe County has been.
That's just 3 years.
Right.
That's a huge number. Now, I also want you to finish that, though, because I know this, and I want our folks at home to be proud of this fact, that's gone up from 18,000, like you said, to 37,000, but we meet that need more efficiently and faster than we've ever done it before.
We've put in place several efficiencies here, and especially, all of our public assistance programs. We've coupled that with the flexibility that the county commissioners has given us. Our assistant county manager, Mandy Stone, has enabled us to flexibly use our resources so that, for example, the federal government expects us to get our food stamp benefits to our citizens within 30 days, and we do it here in Buncombe County within 10 days.
So that means from the time they walk in the door here, or access it in other ways that we're going to hit in just a minute. When they make their application, the federal government says 30 days, and we do it in 10
days, right.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's just a wonderful, wonderful strategy on the part of our division, again, to instill those efficiencies to make that happen, coupled with the resources that the county gives us to enable us to be flexible and shift resources around.
Right, which saves money on every front.
Exactly.
Okay, and this renovation, I know, it's cost money. People are going to see it. When they see it, when it's finished, we're a little rough right now, but when it's finished, it's going to be awesome. But it's going to save us money in the long run. And I've heard those numbers. I don't know if you're familiar with what that's going to be, but it really is going to save us a lot of money.
Well, when you think of having a major division of Department of Social Services, our economic services programs, coupled with health, all in one site, I mean, that in and of itself is a cost saving.
That's right. Not only for us, but for the citizens.
Exactly.
Also saving them money, because I keep referring to, because I'm looking at the front doors here at 40 Cox, coming through those doors, but they don't actually have to come in here to get services. Tell me about that.
Right, yeah. We've, one of the real beauties, again, of integration is that we've been able to look at our processes, modify our processes so that folks never have to set foot in this building.
Right.
Even when the renovations are finished, they don't have to come here. We have put into place several options for citizens to access, especially our larger programs like Medicaid and food stamps. We have a call center that folks can call into, 250-5500. They can actually apply for Medicaid and food stamps right on the phone. They can do that. They can also request of our call center a mail-in application that our staff can mail out to them. They can complete that in their own home, mail that back to us, do it at their convenience. So there's a number of avenues. Our objective, our goal, is to make access for citizens as easy and simple as possible. Again, in order to meet their needs,
right,
whatever method they want.
Right. So these are ways that people don't even have to come here, they don't have to park, they don't have to come into this great lobby when it's done. They don't want to. But there's also other satellite locations. Right. We have a satellite office we call Human Service West. Yeah. It's at Lester Crossing on Lester Highway. We have an array of Department of Social Services programs there, as well as the Health Department has part of their WIC program there. That's right. So folks can access those services there as well. Citizens can also call after normal business hours. They can call 211 and request for a screening for Medicaid and food stamps over the phone. So there's that option. Wow. And we also have 3 or 4 other options where we have arrangements with other agencies here in the county. And if anybody has heard anything here today that they want to know more about, all they have to do is call that number. 250-5500. And you can answer any question that they have at any time. We've got databases and automated systems that provide verifications for us, provide automatic screenings for citizens. We also do a lot of feedback to the customer through the mail, where we're requesting documents and proof documents from them as well. Right. So. Now, what kind of checks and balances do y'all have on fraud for any of this stuff? We've got a fraud unit that's actually located out at Human Service West. Okay. We've got a staff there of about 5, and so again, they've got a number of automated systems. They work closely with our public assistance staff here in this building to make sure that we're addressing any fraudulent activity. So we are always checking. Exactly. And I know the county, and we hope nobody ever has to call it, but we also have a whistleblower hotline. Right. So if anybody thinks anybody is doing anything that's illegal, they can just call that number and we'll put that on the screen for you. Report it. You guys will check it out. Sure will. Sure will. But, and we certainly appreciate, again, the county's efforts to give us those resources so that we can control those fraudulent activities. And I know that as long as much money and time and effort and thought has been put into this great integration for this lobby, there is no need for anybody to worry that it will be used. I know Mandy said that only 3% of the ones you serve actually come through the lobby. However, that's sometimes as many as 400 before lunchtime. Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, when you talk about 40,000 folks on Medicaid, 37 on food stamps, you know, we're serving a huge segment of the population. Yeah. And then this lobby is actually bigger than it's ever been, but then you'll be bringing in people for health services coming through here too. So next we're going to talk to Karen about how this lobby's kind of going to flow, and you got to stay tuned for that. But thank you, Tim. Is there anything else you want our folks at home to know? We're very excited about this change, and especially excited about what it brings for citizens of Buncombe County. That's right. And the resources we've been given, the flexibility we've been given, is really making all this happen. So it makes you proud to work for Buncombe County, doesn't it? Sure does. It does. And you should be proud to live here. Stay tuned.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Okay, I've moved across the lobby now. It actually is much bigger, it seems, than it used to be. Moved across the lobby here, and now I'm with Karen Smith, who is a Human Services Planner Evaluator. Yes. Correct? Okay, got your title right. Really been very instrumental in the planning and everything to do with this new lobby integration that we just heard Tim talk about.
Yes, along with a lobby flow group that has had representatives from health, social services, from every area. Yeah, cool. So what we're going to do is kind of walk you through, and as you can see behind us and as you can see behind me, it's still really under construction. They really don't have long to go, so very shortly this is going to be ready to open. And as you're watching this, it's probably already open, but she's going to kind of walk us through the changes that are going to happen here. And I really want to start with people who come to 40 Cox maybe for the first time or haven't been, nobody will have been to this new
new way of doing things. Whether they're looking for a health service or WIC or don't know, they just need help. Let's say that's who it is. They come through the front doors. What will they see when they first come in? How will they be greeted?
When they walk through the front door, what they should see in front of them is a greeter. And that greeter, or that warm handshake, is where we want to start. And that person can answer their question, help them get directed. If they really don't know what they're here for, we might be able to do a little bit of screening and determine where they need to go, and then they can help them get started. They might direct them to one of our kiosks that will allow them to answer just 1 or 2 questions and get a ticket that will allow them to move on to a service. Somewhere, if they need to make a call and have someone meet the individual, or we need to see them in another way, that greeter will be able to get them started in the right direction when they walk in the door.
So this is really just like a landing area, like everybody comes through here, find out what direction in this building they need to go, whether it's health or social services, either one, and they'll be directed there.
Right.
Now, one of the new things you said there is a kiosk.
Right.
I know what that is because I've been to the airport and used the kiosk to get my ticket. But a lot of people don't know what that is. What is that?
And some people have used these other places. Basically, you will touch a screen once or twice or maybe 3 times, and then you will get a ticket. And that ticket will have a number on it. And this new flow system, that's the ticket that will stay with you throughout your entire visit. And what that means is you may start out for one service and you're back talking to someone, and in the process of your visit you may determine that there's something else here that we can help you with today. You can use that same ticket number behind the scenes using computers. Our staff actually can route you to that service so that, you know, maybe you started here 30 minutes ago, you've been through your first service. If we route you to another service, then you're really first in line for the other service without having to send you back to start over again at the front desk, make you wait behind the other people that have come in during the time you received another service.
And I know I heard somebody say the other day in comparison how the new model is going to be versus the old. Sometimes the old way is you had to tell your story 3 or 4 times. And sometimes we still, just because we're so spread out, miss something. This time, you get it told one time and you're in the system.
And we hope to be able to link that individual or family with all the services they need at that time.
Right.
And then when you hold that ticket, it might take you direct to a service, or it might actually take you over to one of our reception areas where you need to be processed.
Yeah, it's going to be here behind us.
You don't see anybody to your left or right. The ceiling is lower, so if I have to walk up and tell somebody why I'm here in a lobby, the feeling that the only person that's going to hear what I'm saying is the person I'm talking to, I think is very high. We'll actually have television screens in the lobby and an announcing system that link with that ticket, so when your ticket is up, your number's on the screen. Your number is called over a paging system, and then you can actually go up to that service window. Now, our greeters are not going to be tied to a desk, so they can actually go over and show you how to use that
Oh, no,
kiosk.
see, that's wonderful.
And our greeter will have the same capacity as the kiosk, so if there's a little bit of a line, and someone comes in and they really can't use the kiosk for some reason, using a handheld device and a remote printer that they can actually walk around the lobby with, they will have the ability to talk to someone, touch their screen once or twice, have a ticket print out and actually hand it to someone that puts them in line for that service without them having to go to the kiosk.
That sounds like a cool job. I have to say, I would like to be a greeter. That would be, I think, just fun, helping people get where they, at least to the first person that they need to see. That will be neat. Now, there's also some real frills, I think, in this lobby that people are going to like. One of them I know is going to be here. It's hard for me to picture it, although this is so different than it used to be. But this is going to be the children's area.
Right. And actually, there's a couple of changes behind us. One is the lobby well has been opened, so there will be natural light in the lobby.
Yeah. They'll uncover these windows.
Yes, that's a big plus. And we will have child and family-friendly seating in this area of the lobby, and actually on the lobbies on both the upper floor and the ground floor. So we really wanted to make it a family-friendly, inviting place. Children like to have a seat to sit in that's actually their size, and something to do when they're here with the family waiting.
And like you said, there's going to be TVs, and I know on those TVs they're going to be playing information that folks will need to know about services that are provided in the building, other services the county provides. So that'll be really helpful.
We hope while they're here, they might see or hear something that would let them know about something else that might be of a benefit to them or their family.
Yeah, so it's very exciting. What's the most exciting piece of it to you?
I think hopefully the ease of service for people. They may not need to go through the front desk. The ability to shift to another service if we identify the need.
You're making it as easy as possible for them to get back on their feet and back out there again. So I just think it's great. I cannot wait to see it finished, I have to say.
And often individuals that need services in the health world also need services in the economic services world, and vice versa, and the ability to meet those needs, whatever they might be, in one visit and easily move them through a variety of services, I think will be a great benefit to the individual.
And it helps the county too, because it keeps our staffing down. It keeps us the ability to meet the needs efficiently and effectively with as little expense as possible, which is huge right now in this situation. So, thank you for watching and stay tuned.
Mom, can I have $1? I think my purse is upstairs on the bed. It's not here. Check the dining room. No. The upstairs closet?
Moms everywhere are finding ways to keep kids active and healthy. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov.
Okay, we've moved around just a little bit. We're still at 40 Cox. We've come now behind the lobby. Lobby's out there. As you can tell, even this section here is still under construction. Probably by the time you see this, it won't be. It'll all be brand new and beautiful.
Yes.
I've also been joined by Eddie Shook, tell me your title.
Health Services Coordinator.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah, he's over a lot of stuff. We'll probably touch on some of that. And what is really cool, and we've touched on this just a little bit already, what's cool about 40 Cox, and you'll know this because the folks at home know y'all have been in a lot of different locations.
We have.
Health Services, Health Department used to be at 35 Woodfin, not there anymore. They're all coming under one roof.
That's right.
So we've talked about social services, we've talked about economic services, but that's not all that's here at 40 Cox anymore. Health joins us.
Absolutely. We're we're very excited about having one location for health. Here inside the building, we'll actually have, our WIC services, family planning, immunizations. It will give us a chance to actually have one home for this, as opposed to different locations. It's truly what we feel like is going to be a one-stop experience for folks, and it increases our capacity to serve the public. It connects individuals in a better way to the services. Our staff is really invested in making this one-stop experience a very positive experience.
And I think the biggest change here at 40 Cox is actually you guys, because a lot of people are used to or think of the old Sears building here, 40 Cox, as the social services, human services, where to get, economic services. They don't think about coming here for, like you said, for immunizations, for WIC, for those health services. They just don't think about this location. But this now is it.
It is. And what's really driven our work, and the reason it's so exciting, it gives us really a first chance to maximize our resources.
Yeah.
I mean, be responsible for the tax dollars we've been entrusted with. From the health perspective, we feel like it's going to foster good health. It's going to really promote citizens' self-sufficiency related to health, and that's what we're really concerned about. There's a touchstone that we've used and will continue to use is the "You matter to me," and we're really excited about not only saying that, but making sure that we reflect that in all the services that we offer.
Yeah, and that is so important, and that's the main reason, I think, really, what the driving force behind bringing all the services under one roof. Now, economically, it was smart.
Yes.
Efficient use of funds. However, it was because people matter, and we knew that having you, if you're having trouble economically, that messes with your mind.
Yes.
You're worried.
Right.
If you're having health issues and you don't have a doctor, you can't afford a doctor, whatever the reason, you're worried.
Right.
You need to come to one place and have somebody help you that says, you matter. I want to make sure that everything's taken care of.
Exactly. It'll give us a chance to collaborate and to cooperate in a way that we haven't had that opportunity in one location in the past.
Yeah.
Really excited about it.
Oh, and it's really cool. And like I told you, outside is the lobby. So people that, let's say I come here and I need an immunization, a shot. I'm going to go somewhere. I want to get a shot. Now, I think y'all deal with a lot of folks that maybe aren't economically stressed, but do come here for their shots, for for going somewhere. in
Right,
another
right,
country.
foreign travel.
That's right, foreign travel. So I would come into the lobby and be greeted by one of the greeters.
Yes.
And take a number, tell them what I need. They're going to tell me a number, and then they come here.
They would. At that point, in a foreign travel situation, the folks in the back, in the health services area, will be notified. They'll come out and get that individual for their appointment, and that's how that situation would work.
Yeah, so see, it's just as simple
It is.
as if you come in here for something huge or something small, it's still one place. Now, one thing I've got to focus on, because Wanda at BSAP is one of our favorite people to talk to and cover, and that's coming here too.
Yes.
So BSAP, Breast and Cervical Cancer Control Program,
Right.
is going to be here at 40 Cox also. So she's just great.
She is.
She is. And but to get to her would come through the lobby, come through the same process.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
We'll have an entire bank of front desk clerical that'll be able to answer folks' questions, to make sure they have the necessary paperwork, to notify the individual or the department that needs to come and actually get them. It's truly an opportunity to not only make sure that we help folks for the service they came for, but to make sure that we avail them for other services that they may not have been aware of even when they came that day.
And even some services, and you just touched on this, that we can supply, but even if we can't, we can help them find it somewhere.
That's exactly right.
Because they matter.
You matter to me. That's our touchstone. That's
right.
it.
That's right. Now, is there anything else that you want the folks at home to know that we haven't touched on?
Again, just to reemphasize, our response really is connected to a coordinated, collaborative approach to meeting the needs of the residents.
That's right.
And that's what's driven the entire process of integration, and really is what's going to make health and human services one of the most exciting integrations that we've seen in a long time.
I think so too, and I think it should make you proud that you're a citizen of Buncombe County. I mean,
Absolutely.
We are so far ahead of so many places, and I'm so proud. If the folks at home heard that, they're testing that audio thing.
They are.
Out in the lobby, so they're still testing and working here, but by the time you see this, I hope it's all up and running, and I can't wait to come back and see it when it's done.
Absolutely, anytime. Come in.
That's cool.
Yes.
Stay tuned.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money.
Thank you so much for watching Buncombe Live. I so appreciate it when I hear from people who've enjoyed the show. Don't want you to miss out on something else though. Buncombe Live, the magazine. The new edition is out. It's in all county departments, all county branch libraries, and it's got so much information about your county. We don't want you to miss it, so get your copy. If you can't get your hands on a copy, just go to our website, buncombecounty.org, and you can look at it there or even download a copy. We also have a new app. If you'll find out about it from in here, you can download that app to your phone, and you can see this magazine and lots of other stuff on that app. So don't miss out. Get your copy today. Okay, I am on the top here with Clint from Physical Facilities.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct? Okay, I'm here with Clint because I wanted to give you a little tiny sneak peek of what's coming up next month in Buncombe Live. You don't want to miss it because Clint and I are going to come back to the roof of this building. I won't talk about where this time. We'll tell them next time where we're at. They might guess by the skyline behind us. Beautiful day. But we're going to talk about what all these posts are for, because the county is installing something really cool. Another green, another Buncombe green thing. And we're going to come back next month and tell you all about it. You don't want to miss it. So make sure that you tune in next month for Buncombe Live.